MovieWeb.com.
The man is here.
We're all here because of him. May that continue, with him leading the way.
This is the moment. This is it.
So I wanted to begin by asking you, the film is beautiful.
Thank you.
Very loving tribute. And I'm just wondering, you know, you're working on this tour and you're working with a musical legend. Mm-hmm. To lose Michael in the way you did, I mean, was it completely devastating? What was going through your head at that moment?
It's completely devastating. I still don't really believe it. You have to understand. We were MJ and I and Kenny Ortega, our wonderful director, and Travis Payne, choreographer, associate producer of this film. I'm an associate producer as well. We were working every day with Michael for the last 4 or 5 months of his life. And so to have this happen, there's so much energy that goes into something this monumental, 50 dates in London. It's like a freighter in the ocean, and all of a sudden you have to try to stop at a stop sign, and you can't do it. It's continuing. So it was a bittersweet thing last night to see the film. We've seen the film a million times because we crafted the film.
Is it really hard to watch the film now to see what would have been an amazing tour?
It would have been the best show ever.
Yeah.
It was the most amazing show never seen. And it's bittersweet. You know, we were crafting the film, Kenny, Travis, and I, and, you know, there were a lot of tissue moments and even just putting the film together. But last night was the first time we seen it with an audience that was not us. So to have MJ well received and still so loved like he was great for us to have it. This project for us was not a glory project. It was an honor project, and we wanted to honor MJ in a way for his children and his fans who he loved so much. He would often say to me, I want to do these shows while I'm still young enough to do them. My children are old enough to appreciate it. So that's why we did it. And it's just been bittersweet, but I'm just elated that the world will get to see MJ in the light that we saw him.
He was notoriously famous for being very shy. And so there's some beautiful moments in the film where you really get to see the man behind the legend, behind the myth. And so what do you think Michael would think of having the world see this tender side of him?
I think he would be okay with it because he allowed it to happen. He allowed the cameras to roll, and he wanted to document everything, so he allowed it to be there. And as you see, he's not playing to the cameras. He was there. So he was shy, yes, not to the people who knew him, and not to the people who loved him. And, you know, the funny thing about his shyness is once he got to know you and you met him for a second, he would never make you feel uncomfortable. He would always make you feel in love and encompassed and around him. He wasn't unapproachable, and that kind of surprised me. I've known MJ since 2001, but it just kind of surprised me that he was so hands-on and so approachable and so easily to get to and just hug him, and he would often do that.
In the rehearsals in the film, I mean, he's not even using 100% of his voice capacity, and it's still breathtaking.
He's still amazing. And
what was it like working with him on day-to-day musically?
Day-to-day musically was amazing. I mean, you know, I grew up with Michael Jackson's music, so to have the legend there, actually, and I took full advantage of my position. I would have, this is the gig, if you had that person in the room, what would you ask him? And I asked him everything, and I took full advantage of it, and he actually would answer. But any smart artist, if you have 50 dates like that, you would try to conserve your voice every day. I mean, we do things full out sometimes when we say, okay, MJ, let's do it full out. But then he would say, as you see in the film, I'm trying to conserve my voice, and we had 50 dates. We didn't want to cheat the fans.
Yeah, finally, what do you think audiences will take away from seeing this film and take away from his life?
They will take away that MJ was vibrant, he was happy, he was healthy, he wanted to do this tour, and that he loved everybody. And love is the message that you're going to get from this.
The why at the center of everything that we're doing is so much about this.
I feel so blessed that I can give the world that. Let's offer love. Love.